Hello, everyone. This is Don Krieger. I'm in the United States in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you to Prasanat Kumar for inviting me to read here. I'm delighted to do this and I'm honored. Um, I have a relatively long history with starting poetry. I originally started writing when I was in college, when I was a student of Denise Levertov, who is an eminent American poet who actually was from Great Britain. Um, uh, Most of my poetry is prompted by the news and by my life, and also by my work. Um, Let me just begin. A new world. I gashed my knee, my head too, maybe a broken rib. Someone at work offered a bed so he could check me through the night. As a kid, I often fell. A stone under a skate, a bike crash. When a scrape bled, or that time they found me head against a tree root, no one said a word or seemed to care. I didn't either. If they see my frailty, though, how long will I hold my job? How much safer to look good now that I'm old. At the Giant Eagle, an old man stares at the pay pad till the clerk presses the button for him. I use cash so I won't look like that. Outside, they walk by laughing, hand in hand, or just looking at each other. I don't notice their color, only that they're young and have accents I don't understand. At the lotto counter, we wait, our faces and posture American, surrendered to hope and chance like trees. We could do something with life in it, look at each other, or at least at those faces on the street. Is that why we hate them, saying what they please, acting like they're free? Lately, people talk faster than I can listen, like I'm sitting on a bench and they're running by. Maybe I'm listening too deep to keep up because under the talk, I see the vitality of their thought and hear our shared humanity. It's getting worse, and I'm often near tears, but it feels like freedom. That's a new world. Hall's Bayou on CNN, closed captioned. Out front with Aaron Burnett is on TV at the gym. Rick Saldivar tells how it happened. His brother Sammy turned off toward the bridge. The water was half up the guardrail. He hesitated, then drove slowly across. On the other side, the road dipped and the van floated. Sammy went out the side window, left his parents and four grandchildren screaming. He told Rick they went to heaven holding hands. Your cheeks flushed, Aaron, when he said floodwater covered the bridge. You hid your face when he said, left them screaming. They're still finding bodies in the Freetown mudslide, more than 1,000. And this year's monsoon, 1,200 dead, millions homeless. Aaron, why do I care nothing for them? That's Hall's Bayou on CNN, close captioned. I just had a haiku accepted. It'll appear in November in the Asahi Shimbun, which is the largest English language newspaper in Japan. It's funny that what the ones that they like, I don't think this is actually a haiku. It's just a short 3-line poem. Once upon a time, we thought plastic bags would save the forest. And here's another one. Let me show you. This is a photo haiku. What you're looking at in the lower image is Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. This is what it looked like in 1945 right after Hiroshima was bombed. Leaf-clad stone ramparts, phoenix trees at River's Fork, deciduous souls. Here's a longer poem. Uh, I think you'll like this one. This is one of my favorites. It took a long time to write this poem, 5 years. On March 3rd, 2022, Katie Meyer, captain of the U.S. 2019 national champion Stanford University soccer team, committed suicide in her campus room. Sparrow generations. Brown offered a full ride on my tennis, MIT on academics. Even then, I knew I want to learn in college. I have a choice. Chris Dolman, Tony Dorsett, Dan Marino, the lucky athletes who soared to glory. Their generations passed through Pitt Stadium right outside my office window. I marveled as the Coliseum was demolished, and one early morning at the end, when no one else was looking, the facade with the entrance gate fell, the last grand relic to come down, broke the street and the sewer beneath, and I finally understood that choice I made at 16. Now it's an event center, the Pete, glass and concrete, food mall and Wi-Fi, Judas Priest and basketball, Foo Fighters, hockey, Disney on Ice. Sometimes I ride up the escalator, mostly I walk outdoors through the hedges, alive with birds, feral cats, and groundhogs. Either way, you can't miss that vaulted interior, limitless ceiling, video wall like the side of a house, sports news constantly running, pictures of trophied athletes displayed in locked cases like numbered Audubon prints or rare baseball cards. In the morning, I pass by the gym. Even at 6, there are students on the treadmills, boys fit and massive, beautiful, girls fit and beautiful too. I see them on campus with their teammates lounging and laughing, bruised and braced, casts and crutches. Often a bird strikes the peat windows in flight, then lies still on the concrete till the janitor comes. Sometimes I carry one back to the hedges when it's been days. Last week I saw a sparrow by the glass wall, standing on the concrete like a statue, even when I knelt beside it. I touched his belly, urged him, step up. He hopped over my finger, then turned and flew onto my hand, the life and quickness in that tiny body, the bright trust of a stranger. I slowly stood and walked him up to the hedges, urged him once more, and he flew free on to his own life. That's Sparrow Generations. Um, Long time coming. The house fires were always in Colored Town. Dad called them less fortunate. We were cold and hungry too, but different. We were meant for college. The missile crisis came. Castro had nukes. Bombers flew over every few minutes. Convoys ran Dixie Highway for weeks, so it was hard crossing to school. We had no basement for shelter. I dug a hole in the yard one time. It filled with seawater. We were drilled in class, marched to the closet to cower. When Nixon got in, I was terrified, thought he might use nukes in Vietnam, burn everything clean. That's long time coming. Dream Street. I left her the house and got a place on Torley. Each night, the neighbors put chairs on the sidewalk, turn the TV face out, drink Iron City, and watch the kids play in the street. I get home from work at 6 or 10 or 2, shower, and then sleep with eyes open. A child shrieking on a hospital gurney, her spine flayed and straightened, the smell of burning in my hair. A new mother life flighted from the mall, brain shifting in the scanner, crushed by bleeding while we watch. We drink coffee and wait while a father facing doom in our hands says goodbye to his children. Each day I pedal in over the Bloomfield Bridge or drive when called at night, never dreaming what will come next. That's Dream Street. All of these poems are from my full length collection titled Discovery. Discovery was published 2 years ago by Cyberwit, a press centered in Delhi, India. I'm proud that that's who took my book. I'm going to read you the title poem from the book. Discovery. I mainly think about what no one knows, nor I either, how the brain works. Is God truly cruel? Why what I know as truth, you know as lie. Why you hate me and I you. Discovery. And this is the second title poem, Our Shared Humanities. Nothing is deadlier. Dogma. So beautiful. Courage. Riskier. Faith. seductive, privilege, more noble and just, war, more profane, indifference, crueler, God, no greater truth, kindness, nor greater lie, color, nothing more human, discovery. That's our shared humanities. Um, ah, here. Here's the next one. Alien creature at the door. Tuesdays, I wore my Cub Scout uniform, pedaled the mile to school, most of it on Martin, parallel to Dixie Highway. All day I listened, trying to understand. I took my turn at kickball, then stood to the side silent. That day, the bell rang early. The sky was dark green and black, rolling like boiling honey. I turned onto Martin. The wind flew up in my face like a wall. Then the rain and the roar, flying branches and lightning. The black sky reached down and covered the houses and streets. I ran to the nearest door. She sniggered, "You can wait on the porch." That's alien creature at the door. Here's a poem, an India poem, actually, and it has a picture. Let me share that. Razor string mantra. I journeyed to my master's feet to gain enlightenment in this ancient land. Broad concrete boulevards and sidewalks, massive block buildings, cool till mid-morning, 110 by noon, power plant cinders in my breath, lovers run over in the dark as they walk in the road hand in hand, a child's neck slit, multicolored glazed kite string, $5 per kilometer, wound on a rosewood spool, patangdory.com. That's razor string mantra. I hope you appreciate it. You who know India. Yard sale. Marcy Green, 1949 to 2009. One Sunday, we found her on the floor of her cage, midway through a clutch, calcium starved with a soft egg lodged in the birth canal. I rushed to a hospital, but no one would touch her. Hours later, I found a vet who would, removed the egg with a bit of blood, and told me to keep her warm. She died in her cage overnight. I buried her in a shoebox covered with a Belgian block to keep the squirrels from getting at her. I wish I had warmed her in bed with us, cuddled close with her flock. She had so much heart and wit. She delighted me, and I loved her too. But it was Lil who cried, a rare thing, and for the last time. I began giving things away early. Lil's 1910 Pittsburgh directory, her ruby flash souvenir cups, the silver plate tea set from a childhood hotel. Someone noticed the care in the postcard album, her other collections, that they should be held and treasured. He forced $80 on me. I would have paid him 10,000 to take them. Perhaps it was his kindness or just being out from under. Till then, I could not redeem what was ripped from me with that final consent. That's yard sale. Green Donk generations. Anna and Isaac met in an orphanage where they were hidden as Catholics. They married in Antwerp. The house door was 6 inches thick. Two great bolts shot into the frame. The floor safe held 500,000. Their son Len drove me to see Breendonk, Belgium's first camp, a feeder for Dachau, dorms filled with wood bunks, a museum, a gallows outside. I felt only faintly what it was to live there. I will not visit another. Len waited for those hours in the car. 2. An hour after Leah gave birth, her room was filled as they do in Belgium, eating and laughing. They lay in exhausted sleep. Bobby was in an anteroom, absent fingernails and eyebrows, asleep like his mother, too small to be held, they felt. Knowing no better, I was the first, held him with these hands. I bought a crib, clothes, everything the next day, as they do in Belgium. That evening, we sat together, new family, full with each other. Anna, Bobby's grandmother, showed an old picture. Her father and his 5 brothers murdered when she was a girl. Bobby is 18 now. His sister, Amy, 10. Leah and Len are divorced. We're all on Facebook. That's Breendonk generations. Saturday night on call. A sheriff guards the operating room. Inside, we fight. Her neck was broken in a brawl. She thrashes and spits as we hold her shoulders and head still, work to realign the bones, constantly checking, dreading the worst, blunt silence, slack body. Hours later, with neck straight, flipped on her belly, moving arms and legs before she sleeps, I step out for a breath. The surgeon is at the scrub sink. She'll just kill someone else. That may be, I say, but we won't have killed her. It's been decades. I still dread and hope for her. and I treasure the stubborn skill of that surgeon. Saturday night on call, battle fatigue. The surgeon carves, dissects, sears the bleeding. The anesthetist, numbness, paralysis, stupor. My part, to hear and report each limb's electric murmurs, the brain's muffled replies, mixed with the whine of machines, arrogance, fear. We fight for normal life on waking. We trust normal will return for us. They are out there, our charges, 10,000 who woke well, those who did not. I don't recall their faces, just the smell of blood and burning, the urgent charge, uphold life, sick wonder when the lamp goes dark. Why did I have to see that? That's battle fatigue. And I think I'll close with one more from early in the book. Our dead are different from yours. 30 years ago, construction halted on I-279. Down from Penn Brewery and North Catholic, bones were found where Veckley Church had stood. 727 dead were sifted from the earth and cataloged, while backhoes, pavers, politicians, and lawyers stood by. The Veckley remains were separated for burial and laid with a single marker. Present were scientists, reporters, and Dorothy Davies, baptized at Veckley Church 80 years before. No living relative was ever found, but the Veckley dead were on protected ground and respected. Last fall, the Standing Rock Sioux found sacred ground on the Dakota Access Pipeline path. Now their dead lie pulverized beneath an easement and 30-inch pipe cradled in cement. That's our dead are different from yours. Thank you so much again, Prasanna Kumar, for inviting me to read. And thank you everyone for listening and for hearing.